Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome and welcome back. We're going to be doing a monthly reading for you guys to see what you need to know when it comes to your situations this month. Okay, I'm filming this on Wednesday, October 1st, 2025 at about 2:07 p.m. So whenever you see this, just know that that's when this was filmed. But this reading could possibly be timeless because whenever it finds you, that's when it's meant to find you. So don't bring anything into your life that does not belong, Sagittarius, okay? Go with what you know. Follow your intuition first, regardless of what I say. I hope the messages help clarify something that you could be going through this month. We're going to be doing the four corners to see all the different aspects of your month, okay? And let's see what else. Oh, like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Hype the video if you have some hypes available. Leave me a comment. Let me know if it resonates. If you want to book a personal, that information is below. But let's see for Sagittarius, guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, for Sagittarius this month. Let's see what is going on. Self and identity, first corner. Ooh, Nine of Swords. You could be dealing with a Gemini, or you could have Gemini rising. I suggest you guys watch all of your big signs, okay? Sun, moon, rising, Venus, maybe Mars, okay? Possibly North Node, but you could have a Gemini rising, or you could have a Gemini in your life. Anyway, Nine of Swords. You guys could be definitely feeling a little bit nervous about the next few chapters of your life, what's coming. There could be a little bit of anxiety causing you to lose sleep at night, okay? There's something that you're thinking about constantly over and over again that's stressing you out, or there's a person that is stressing you out. You may feel a little self-conscious of yourself when it comes to your ability to do something. You could definitely be feeling a little nervous or afraid to get out of a comfort zone in a situation, to change things up, to kind of shake things up. And this isn't very pleasant for you right now, okay? When it comes to money and career, you have the Two of Swords, all right? A lot of air sign energy. Right now, you're trying to make a decision about your career. I feel like you're trying to figure something out when it comes to making money or making more money. Some of you guys may feel in the dark or unclear about what the right choice is to make, or even what your options are. There's definitely information that you don't know or that you have not been made aware of. But there also could be an option when it comes to your money and your career that you're overlooking because you just aren't aware of it. You don't have the information. I feel like you guys are trying to do research to figure out how you need to move forward. Okay. You could also be having a disagreement with someone. I don't know what this is about, but you and another person could be struggling to see eye to eye when it comes to your career, how you're going to run a business, the responsibilities and tasks that you have. And I'm not sure how you're going to resolve this, but it feels like you know you need to make a decision, but you're just not sure what decision to make. When it comes to love and relationships, you have the Ace of Cups. Okay, listen, there could be somebody new coming into your life, or someone new that you're meeting, someone who you're approaching. Some of you could be pregnant or having a baby. Some of you guys could be falling in love with someone, or you just have a lot of love to give. This doesn't just have to mean love relationships. This could be family and friends as well. But you guys are definitely in a position where you're feeling blessed. You're feeling very grateful for the relationships that you have. You are enjoying the company of the people around you who you love and care about. And I feel like you're also enjoying meeting new people as well. All right. This is the potential to be something great. I feel like you have a lot of blessings around you when it comes to the people in your life. Now, when it comes to the hidden realms, we have the Five of Cups. So a lot of air energy and a lot of water energy. So your emotions, your feelings, the things that you're passionate about, the people and things that you love. but also your thoughts, your words, your speech, your written communication is highlighted this month. With the Five of Cups being in the hidden realms, or what's hidden, what's in your subconscious, I feel like you guys could be feeling a little bit down. You could be feeling a little, I don't want to say depressed, because I don't want to put anything on you like that, but there's something that you know isn't working out anymore, or there's something that you know isn't going to give you what you want, and you're kind of at this place where you're grieving, or you're mourning something, you're sad, or maybe possibly even feeling like there's been some type of loss. With both of these cup cards, you have 6 cups, so there could be a change that's happening in your life that makes you reminisce about the past. There could also be a water sign around you who is very sad or depressed about their situation, and you could be picking up on that psychically or intuitively. But underneath the surface, I feel like whatever is submerged or whatever is highlighted in your subconscious is affecting your identity and how you see yourself. Okay? I feel like you're trying to stay motivated and you're trying to continue to reach your goals, but there could be something within you that makes you feel like you're not sure how you can go on. Let's see. The Nine of Swords, we have the Hermit and the Lovers. So yeah, Gemini, possibly Virgo. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool card. So definitely new beginnings. I was supposed to look at that before I clarified, but anyway, the Fool card is here. All right. So you're having to drop the dead weight. You're having to finalize things in your life so that you can move on to the next chapter. You can't take everything with you. There's going to be people and places and things that you have to leave behind in order to lighten your load, right? I feel like you guys are prepared to take the next step forward, but you're not sure what's going to come along with it. You may not be sure exactly what step to take, but you know you have to do something. With the Lovers and the Hermit, I feel like you're choosing to research or investigate what could be going on with you that is causing you to be a little nervous or anxious about the future. You could be trying to figure out or get to the bottom of anything that's causing you anxiety or anything that's making you afraid. There's like a worst case scenario situation that you want to avoid and that you're trying to avoid by going within, searching yourself, figuring out who you are, figuring out where the discrepancies are with the way you see yourself and the way you see your life. I feel like this is all internal work that you're doing to progress yourself forward. I also feel like you're drawn to some type of topic or information, but you may be a little bit nervous about researching it and like what's going to happen when you figure this out? What's going to happen when you investigate? What's going to happen when you get to the bottom of something? This could even be with a relationship. There could be someone who you really love and care about, but you're finding out some type of information that's a little disheartening and a little scary. You may be afraid to look into something because you're afraid of what you might find. I don't know if this is about you specifically. It could be about you. It could be about your health. I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist. The disclaimer is below. But that's the energy. It's like Spirit is guiding you towards some type of information. Spirit is guiding you towards a conclusion that you may be a little nervous about approaching. Okay. You know you have to make a choice and you're trying to figure out what choice to make, but I feel like you're kind of petrified. You could be feeling really stuck because you don't want to make the wrong decision, but you know you have to make a decision. And you could be drawn to one choice over another. Like there could be a choice that you have to make and one of the options seems more feasible or appealing than the other option. Okay. Now with career and money, Two of Swords, we have the Eight of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Yeah. Even if there is a feeling of being stuck or anxious or nervous about the future, I feel like you're doing things to try to overcome it. There's a way that things have been. There's a status quo, or there's an expectation of how things are supposed to go based on how things have been going up until this point. And now it's like you're not sure, right? Whatever you're used to or whatever you're comfortable with or whatever's been working for you, it's working, but there's also like this reality that I feel like you guys are having to face, that it may not be enough. Someone or something may not be enough. It's like you've established yourself in a certain place or in a certain position, maybe in a certain career field, but now it's like it might not be as fulfilling, and that's being shown as well with the Five of Cups. So even though things look good on the surface, you're not sure what's wrong. It's like you're trying to figure out why you're not happy or why you're not really satisfied with what you have right now, because you've been satisfied up until this point. It's like everything is good. You have what you want. You've reached your goal and you're comfortable, but there's something missing. And I feel like you guys can sense that in your subconscious mind, and you are attempting to ignore, I feel like, this feeling. There could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, maybe a Pisces, Libra energy that you're connected to when it comes to your career. And it's something about like, there's something here, Sagittarius, about you not being sure if you should leave something behind or walk away from something, or not being sure what else is out there for you. Like if you're not satisfied with your job or your career, you don't necessarily just want to risk losing everything because you've taken all this time to build what you have, right? You don't just want to frivolously jump into something, but I feel like that's kind of in your nature and you're drawn to it, but you're trying to ignore. It's like you're trying to ignore this feeling of dissatisfaction because you feel like you have worked really hard for something. Some of you guys could have a boss or a manager or someone who you work for who's very detached emotionally, and you feel like maybe they ignore you or you guys don't see eye to eye. This could be your father. I don't know if money is connected to your family right now, but you could be disagreeing with your boss or disagreeing with your father or disagreeing with a masculine who has control of the money or who is in charge of how much you earn. This could be a situation where you were turned down for a raise or a promotion and you're wondering like, well, if I was turned down, then does that mean that I need to move on? Or does that mean that I need to find a new career? Because it's like you're battling with yourself. You're in two minds. It's like, yes, maybe you're making good money. Yes, you could be very stable and established in what it is that you do, but there's something where you're yearning for more. And there could be a person here who's unwilling to budge and who's unwilling to compromise and doesn't want to release you, or they don't want to give you what you're asking for, and you guys are disagreeing on that point. It just feels like somebody just doesn't care. Someone is very detached emotionally and they just don't care. It's like they're only focused on this pinnacle. And they just kind of like don't care about anything else. They don't want to hear your side of the story. They don't want to see your perspective. Or it's difficult for you to see someone else's perspective. So take it how it resonates. Now with the Ace of Cups, love, we have the Seven of Cups and the Judgment card. So you're realizing something. Spirit is trying to wake you up to get you to see something about your relationships that you may have been confused about or that you may not have seen before. It's like your spirit team is wanting to clear the clouds. They're wanting to awaken you to the possibilities of a new life. Okay. What could happen after you take this leap of faith? It feels like you're possibly getting a call where someone is asking you a lot of questions about like how you feel. Someone is very emotional and you may be confused, or this could be a confusing encounter that you have with someone. We have 8 cups here and the 8 of cups is there. So you could be realizing that someone is confused about how you feel, and they could be trying to figure out where you stand. They could be trying to figure out how you really feel, where your head is at, where your heart is at. Okay, someone is offering you their emotions, and I feel like you're not sure how to handle that situation. Some of you could be realizing that you're confused with a connection, and you're realizing why you're confused, or you're trying to figure out and get to the bottom of why something doesn't make sense in your personal relationships. I also feel like Spirit could be trying to wake you up to the fact that you have options in love by bringing someone new into your life. Spirit is trying to show you that you have a choice when it comes to who you spend your time with, that you're not stuck with someone. You don't have to stay with someone. You don't have to feel obligated to be in a situation that's stressful or confusing, or maybe a situation that has a lot of illusions. Like, you can have more. Interesting. Now with the hidden realms, you have the Tower card and the King of Swords, clarifying the 5 of Cups. Okay, so there's Scorpio energy out here with the Tower and the Judgment. There's Gemini with the Lovers and possibly the 9 of Swords. And then there's Virgo with the Hermit and maybe the King of Pentacles as well. Possibly Taurus or Capricorn. There could also be Virgo with the King of Swords, Scorpio with the King of Swords, maybe even Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. You know that something needs to be done. You know that something needs to change. You know that there needs to be a fresh start or a new beginning to your situation, because there's some type of chaos. The Tower is like chaotic. The King of Swords is orderly. The King of Swords is a strategist. The King of Swords is very wise. They know how to solve problems and cut through. They know how to cut through the confusion. There could be a lot of destruction going on right now around you, and it could be very triggering because it's challenging your sense of security and stability. Okay? You could be receiving some shocking news about someone, and it could kind of rock you and shake up your foundation. You could also feel like there needs to be a solution for some type of problem or issue, and you're trying to figure out how to solve it. Someone could be getting fired or laid off from a position. Or you know that something needs to end. You know that something needs to be cut out, eliminated, concluded, resolved, and you're trying to figure out how to do it. But there's like this catch-22 situation to where if you do whatever this is, or if you take this action, it could create a lot of loss or devastation in your situation or for someone else. Like, you may be a manager or a boss. You may own a company. You may be in charge of hiring and firing people. And you know that this needs to be done, but it's hard because you know that it's going to affect people's lives. What's the situation? We have the Star card. Okay. So right now you're trying to resolve this. You're trying to heal something. The subconscious or what's hidden could be that the Tower is like, you don't know what's causing the problem, but you can feel that there's a problem. Some of you guys are trying to recover from some type of bad news or a shocking situation, something unexpected that you didn't see coming, but you kind of did see it coming. You just maybe were trying to avoid it, But you're trying to figure this out. You're trying to focus. You're trying to heal yourself. You're trying to figure out innovative solutions to resolve whatever's going on so that you can create balance and you can build that stable foundation. The High Priestess and the Seven of Wands. So Aquarius energy with the Star, Pisces with the High Priestess, Seven of Wands. Your intuition is protecting you here. So if there's anything that you feel aggrieved by, or if there's anything that you feel is aggressively trying to penetrate your boundaries, or anyone that you feel like is being aggressive towards you, your intuition is protecting you in this situation, or there's some type of shield. There's like a barrier or a shield that's protecting you from some type of attack. Okay. You could definitely be standing your ground. You could have been protective over yourself, like very protective over like your privacy here, because there's some type of exposure that's happening with the Star card. Yeah, it's like it's like you want to protect yourself from being exposed or being vulnerable, because there's some level of vulnerability or there's a weak spot. What's the advice? The Six of Pentacles. So you're going to receive clarity here. I feel like with some type of influx in your resources or your finances. The Knight of Swords and the Hangman and the Justice card. Okay. It's like you're taking a leap of faith to be very transparent about something. You're being very open. You're being very transparent. You're being very forthcoming. But also like protecting yourself behind the scenes. It's like your intuition is telling you that you need to protect yourself, or you need to guard yourself, or you need to put up some type of boundaries, protective barriers, defenses, because you are vulnerable in a situation, but your intuition is kind of there to be a safety net when you take this leap of faith, because you are vulnerable. Now with the Justice card and the Hangman, you have Libra, possibly Taurus, Pisces, but strong Libra. There could be a legal situation or something that you feel like you need to speak up about. There's a situation that you feel like you need to speak up about, to speak your truth about, to voice your opinion about. Because you may feel like someone is being treated unfairly, or someone is being held against their will, or embarrassed. If this is just you speaking up for yourself, you may be attacked because of your opinions, but I feel like whatever you're saying is very, truthful, logical, very balanced. It's like, if you speak up about something, it's going to create a tower. If you express your opinion, it's going to make somebody feel sad or hurt or betrayed, possibly. It could destroy someone. It could make someone feel very depressed. It could hurt someone's feelings. But I feel like in order to have balance in a situation where something is kind of unfair, you have to say what it is that you need to say. I feel like your spirit team is advising you to look at situations from all sides. I feel like spirit wants you to get as much information as you can before you speak on something or before you address something, because there needs to be a balanced perspective. I feel like spirit wants you guys to be fair to both people involved. I don't know if you're a judge, but it kind of feels like when you decide who's going to receive something, or when you make a decision about where you're going to prioritize your energy, it needs to be objective. You need to come from a very logical space to where you hope to achieve the best outcome for everyone involved. I feel like there could be someone who... I feel like there could be someone who's telling you their side of the story, but their side of the story could be skewed based on their own perspective. It's like you're only getting half of the story, or you're only getting one side of the story from someone. And in order for you to make a balanced decision, you have to hear from the other person involved. Because it kind of feels like someone is... Wow, cutting ties, freedom, standing up, awaken, legal. Yeah, someone is tied up. The hangman, the cutting ties card, masculine energy, authority, discipline, father figure. Yeah, it's like pick a side. I don't know. Maybe somebody wants you to pick a side. Legal, lawyers, court, paperwork. Maybe somebody feels like you picked a side. It feels like you're someone's father, or you're dealing with a father figure or a masculine energy. It kind of feels like somebody wants you to pick a side, but I also feel like whoever wants you to pick a side may not be giving you the full story, or you don't know what side to choose because you're not getting the full story. You don't have all of the information. Somebody walked away from this King of Pentacles and you don't know why, or it's like you don't have the full picture, or you don't have all the information. And it kind of feels like what's hidden is that somebody is saying these things, and they're telling you about this tower moment. They're telling you about this breakup. They're telling you about this legal problem or whatever's going on, but you don't see what led up to it. Someone's coming from a very like unhappy place, or a very like negative place. And I feel like there's also someone who's vulnerable to someone attacking them. And I'm not sure where you stand, but it feels like someone is trying to cut ties with someone legally. They want to have freedom from this bondage. They want to have freedom from some type of legal constraint or contract that they're bound to, or a person that they're bound to. This could be divorce. This could be breaking a professional contract. But someone wants to be free of these legal obligations that they have to someone. And maybe they want you to vouch for them, or speak for them, or advocate for them. But I don't know. I just feel like Sagittarius, whatever's going on and wherever you stand in this situation, I feel like Spirit is trying to wake you up to an illusion or some type of confusion, and why the confusion is going on. Because I feel like you don't know who is right. You don't know who's right. You don't know who's telling the truth, you know. And I kind of feel like there's a legal situation with the Justice card where you need to look at it from a different perspective, because it's like someone is using the courts or the legal system to attack someone with the hangman, or chastise someone, or embarrass someone. It's like someone is using the legal system to tie someone up and bind them and prevent them from speaking. It could be an NDA or some type of contract that prevents a person from being free. And it's like it's being abused, like that power, that legal power or that legal authority. It's like someone is abusing that authority or abusing the system in order to keep someone stuck, so that they can't say anything about this money or these resources or whatever this is. And maybe you're the one who feels bound to a situation and you want to get out of it because it's not fair. Maybe you're the person who feels like someone deserves what they're getting when it comes to a legal situation. Maybe you're the person who's confused because one of those people wants you to pick a side and you don't know which side to pick. But regardless, I feel like Spirit is telling you that you're going to know. It's like your intuition is going to tell you who to put your energy into, who to support. Because it kind of feels like someone is getting attacked secretly behind the scenes. It feels like there's a person here who's getting attacked or victimized. You know, like when people drag out court proceedings because they have money and they know the other party is not as well off. So they use the legal system to drag somebody through court to bleed them dry and drain them of all their resources because they have the power to do it. But it doesn't necessarily make it right. It's weird. What else does Sagittarius need to know? Childish. Yeah, somebody. That's what I'm saying with this we got the 9 of swords right here. Some of you are finding out that you made a choice to support someone that didn't deserve your support or that you shouldn't have supported, and you may feel ashamed about it. There could also be a person who is finding out that they should have supported you, but they supported the wrong person, and they could feel ashamed about it, and you may be picking up on that intuitively. Someone may be wanting to apologize to you. Anyway, there's a person here who you need to know is being very childish. And that's what I'm feeling. It's like somebody is using the courts to abuse someone or attack someone in a very immature way, in a very controlling and childish way. Okay. Performer, entertainment industry. And we have guarded, very guarded and protective over heart. Yeah. That's the 7 of Wands. So this could be a person in the public eye or affected or connected to the entertainment industry somehow. But it doesn't have to be, because sometimes when this performer card comes out, it's somebody who's putting on a show. Someone is putting on a show, trying to get attention from people. And they're doing it by being very childish, or they're doing it in a very childish and immature way. Or they're just putting on a show, trying to get attention, trying to get people to side with them because they're just a childish person. And I feel like you're trying to protect yourself from that, or Spirit is trying to protect you from this because someone is very immature. And they feel like they have a right to embarrass someone, or they feel like they have a right to fight someone, or they feel like they have a right to mess with someone's head, possibly legally, because of whatever has been done to them, or, you know, something like that. Some of you could be in a situation where your family supported a person who was abusive towards you. Some of you could be in a situation where you went to court with someone and you found out the people that you feel like should have been on your side were actually not. Oh, excuse me. They were on the other person's side instead of being on your side, and you may feel very betrayed by that. Some of you guys could be in a situation where you picked the wrong side, but you didn't know that you picked the wrong side because somebody wasn't giving you all of the information, because you only had one side of the story. Whoever the other party was was long gone, and you didn't really know how to feel about what was going on because you didn't have any other information. You only had the information that was presented to you. But I feel like now you're being drawn to do more research or figure out what's really going on, because it's created a lot of chaos. Whatever this is has created a lot of chaos in your life. And I don't even think it's really like your situation. There's really no cards that are your cards. I feel like you're really involved in somebody else's situation. Sagittarius energy is the 8, 9, or 10 of Wands. The Temperance card. You know, sometimes I see Sagittarius as the Wheel of Fortune, possibly the World card, but none of those cards are here. You have the Fool, which could be possibly Aries, maybe even Aquarius, sometimes even possibly Gemini, maybe. Okay. You also have the Tower, which is Scorpio, Justice, which is Libra, Taurus, strong Libra, but 6 of Pentacles is here, so it could be a Libra and a Taurus. You have the Hangman, which is Pisces, the High Priestess, which is Pisces. You have the Star card, which is Aquarius, Judgment, which is more Scorpio energy, the Lovers, which is Gemini, and the Hermit, which is Virgo. So this could be a family situation, but I feel like the only fire energy we have out here is the Seven of Wands. So you could definitely be taking a risk to protect someone or hide someone or keep someone a secret or keep someone's secret to protect them because you feel like they need time and space to heal. If someone feels like, Sagittarius, that you sided against them and they're holding a grudge, I feel like they need time and space to heal. But they're going to realize that they need to show more appreciation or apologize to you, or like if you felt like somebody did you wrong and you don't want to talk to them, they're going to realize the error of their ways. Like it just feels like the energy of your reading this month is somebody kind of realizing that they picked the wrong side. Balance says find balance to maintain harmony in relationships. Yeah. That's what I feel like the King of Swords is trying to do because of that Tower card. Justice is here. You have safety, and it says safety is the foundation of life. Cherish the calm moments. Yeah. I feel like you know that there's going to be some type of eruption or discord. There could be some type of blow up or argument because a person may find out what's been going on and not be very pleased with what's been going on. And I feel like you guys are in a place where, you know, you're kind of enjoying the calm before the storm. This is interesting. We also have prayer. Prayer is a dialogue with the universe. Express your wishes. Yeah, and that's the Star card. So I feel like you want to be protected from something negative. You want Spirit, God, Source to protect you from someone who's attacking you. I feel like you want to stay in your position. You don't want to be fired or let go or laid off. You don't want to be eliminated. You don't want to lose the progress that you've made. And I feel like you're using your spiritual practices to defend yourself and stand up for yourself because you feel like that's what you should do, even if it exposes you, even if it, you know, makes you very vulnerable. You feel like that's what you have to do because there's something going on that is stressing you out to where you can't sleep at night. There's something going on that makes you feel ashamed or that you don't align with. It's kind of like if you work for a company and they switch leadership or they change policies or they start to deviate towards beliefs and behaviors that you don't agree with, it eats you up inside because it doesn't align with your, you know, beliefs. And you could risk losing your job if you speak up. You could risk losing a very valuable relationship in your life. But that's what this feels like. It's like you don't want to be on the wrong side of history. And I feel like you can see into the future and you see that if you don't say something or do something or stand up for what you believe is right now, that you will risk being on the wrong side of history. But whatever this is, it's a major risk. It could put you in a very uncomfortable position. But my thing is, this is just my opinion, right? Because I'm not your mama. I can't tell you what to do. But the restlessness that you feel and the sleepless nights that you could be having, grappling with whether or not you should make this decision, will continue if you don't stand up for what you believe is right or if you don't do what you feel like is right. It will just morph into regret. And that's what the Five of Cups is kind of saying. It's like, you know, that if you don't say something to shake things up or to tell the truth or to speak your truth, then you will regret it for the rest of your life. And I know, even if it makes me look stupid, even if it makes me look vulnerable, even if people think I'm dumb, I say a lot of things that people don't agree with on this channel and on all my platforms and just in my personal life when I talk to people. I say a lot of things that people don't agree with. And sometimes I need to check myself. Yes. There are times when I have to learn that I'm not always right. because I know I'm not always right. There are times where I have to learn how to be more humble. There are times when I have to have more humility. There are times when I may overstep my bounds and like give unsolicited advice or give unsolicited opinions because I just blurt it out. But there are also times where those qualities are necessary when there's some bullshit going on. And this is a decision that may be difficult to make, but that you're going to have to make soon, because if not, the energy and the time and time is going to move forward, and you don't want to be caught in this feeling of regret that you missed an opportunity. So I don't know. I hope that helped you guys. I know it's kind of confusing, but I hope it gave you some type of clarity. I love you guys. And all of these messages do come from a place of love because I want people to be happy. Okay. But if you gain something positive from this reading, please consider donating. PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle is below. If you guys want to book a personal, the link is below. Like and subscribe to continue to catch that vibe. Hype up the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know if it resonated. And Sagittarius, enjoy the rest of your day. Please, at least try. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your month. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.